You're listening to a special edition of the Just Go Bike podcast. That's AKA Murph.
And that's AP. And this is the podcast where we talk about cycling just for the fun of it. With tales from all over the nation. Come for the bikes, stay for the fun, and leave with a smile.
On this special edition, we are going to provide you with daily tales from the trail as we ride our bikes across the state of Iowa as part of RAGBRAI.
Woohoo! And we apologize in advance for the volume. We are going to be podcasting live each episode.
Well, hey, Murph.
Hey there, AP. Look at us go.
Listeners, we are podcasting quote-unquote live.
Live at the Expo in Glenwood, Iowa. RAGBRAI LI is getting ready to start.
Yeah, I feel like we are, maybe it even has started, kind of.
Actually, it is. Today's day zero. We're here. We are at our booth. There are, dare I say, maybe not hundreds, but like, what's 2 digits? 50s people watching us right now?
50s of people watching us.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, listeners. Oh, my gosh. It's so fun to see everybody. It's so fun to be here in Glenwood and get this ball rolling.
Yes. So coming up, we're going to be interviewing a bunch of different people that are actually strangers at this point because we don't know who they are. But they're going to give us their story. Maybe it's their first RAGBRAI. Maybe it's like, I think this is my 28th. I don't know. I can't do math.
You've done so many RAGBRAIs you can hardly even count them all.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. This would be my math.
Your math. Okay, yeah.
This will be my 27th RAGBRAI, both working and riding combined.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow, this is awesome. Okay, so we're going to interview some people. You're going to hear all kinds of, let's call it tales from the trail here at the Expo, and then throughout the week if we actually have the energy at the end of the night. But if you're actually listening to this and you're on RAGBRAI, we will have a booth every day, so come find us, and maybe if you want to be on the podcast, you can be, or you can watch us.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to meeting you all. We're looking forward to seeing you throughout the week of RAGBRAI. I hope that what we have said to you throughout the year has been useful to you. We're about to find out.
All right. Well, let's get to some of these interviews.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me your name and where you're from.
So my name is Tim Motley, and I'm from Atascadero, California.
A California guy. And how many RAGBRAIs have you done?
This is the first one. I am totally virgin.
And what made you decide to come to Glenwood and ride across Iowa?
So my brother-in-law did this when he was in college and told me about it, and I've just wanted to do it ever since. Yeah.
Have you ever been to Iowa before?
I have, and I think I did like a 40-mile ride here. We were camping, and I can't even remember where I was, but yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be flat.
Yes, that is true. And so it's kind of a tradition, if it's your first RAGBRAI, somebody will put a Sharpie on the back of your calf, and it'll say virgin. And then, in theory, people will cheer you on throughout the week. Somebody told me earlier that sometimes you get like a free drink or free meal out of the deal, but I can't see. Do you have virgin on the back of your calf right now?
I do not.
All right, let's take care of that. But thanks for being on the podcast, and have a great week.
Thank you very much.
Hey, surprise, surprise. We've got one of our sponsors, our vendors, has showed up the booth. Tell everybody who you are and where you're from.
Yeah, my name's Kay Dumble with Big Grove. This is our 5th year, I think, as a sponsor. 2019 was our first run. So, yeah.
So for those who don't know, there's something very special about one of your Big Grove cans. So you have to tell the listeners what it is.
It's a neat little beer called Tailwind, which is the official beer of the ride. Very big seller, light and easy to drink. You wanted an easy beer to whether it's hot or you're riding, you want kind of that lighter beer option, and we're happy to provide it for everybody for the ride. So.
Yeah, and the can is custom to RAGBRAI 51 this year.
Correct.
So, yeah. So it's a commemorative kind of thing, and we've had a different can every year since 2019. So if you're a true fan, you have all of them.
And there are definitely some true fans out there that collect them.
Yeah.
People will show us, you pop into a bar, you'll see the old cans, etc. So it's kind of a neat novelty piece and collector's item
Yeah.
to offer. So
It's kind of like asking somebody if they have a favorite child, but do you have a favorite beer at Big Grove?
oh, that is tough, and it
And
depends on the
maybe
month.
it changes. Yeah, like right now, I'm all about Summer Jam, but
Yeah.
tell
Yes.
us what your favorite is.
My favorite is our Oktoberfest. It comes out usually about 3 or 4 weeks from now every year. It just reminds me of fall and just kind of like my favorite time period. But I do
Yeah.
drink a lot of Easy Eddie, so
Okay.
I can't deny that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a classic. Yeah.
Yep, so
I will say I like each and every one of the seltzers. So I'm not going to pick one, but I would take any of those.
Mhm.
And I like Tailwind. I don't want to be like, sort of like, I don't know, branding, but like,
Yeah.
I love Tailwind.
Yeah.
It's the perfect
Yeah.
summer beer. So.
yeah, it's light and crushable, and it's kind of designed to be that way. Pretty approachable by everybody. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Will you tell us real quick some of the locations? If people, they're done with RAGBRAI, they're listening to this podcast, and they're like, you know what? I want to go find that Big Grove.
Yeah. Well, the further you go east, you'll see one in Des Moines that opened up 2 years ago, and then Iowa City is where kind of the main headquarters taproom is at. That's been around since 2017, and then Solon, just north of there, is where the brew pub's at. So and then Cedar Rapids just opened about 6-7 months ago, last December. So yeah, we're scattered around a little bit.
And I hate to tell everyone this, but I've been to the Big Grove in Cedar Rapids more times than on my hand. Fingers on my hand. Sorry, but not sorry.
Yeah, it's been a fun addition up there, and the community's really supported us, which we're so thankful for. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're each a little different. It's kind of cool to see all the different locations and everything like that. So I recently saw that you're distributing Big Grove outside of Iowa now.
Yeah, over the last about 6 months, we've kind of dipped our toes into the Illinois Quad Cities side, and then over in Omaha in the Lincoln markets.
Yeah.
So speaking of tap rooms, there will be an Omaha tap room here.
Ooh.
Let's say December through March. We'll put a little wide range in there where that would be done. But yeah,
Oh,
that's kind of
cool.
the time frame, I think.
Yeah, exciting.
Yep.
All right. Well, and stop by every overnight town. They'll have Big Grove beer available. Am I right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We look forward to seeing everybody for sure. So,
Yeah. Well, thanks for being with us on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
It's fun to see you.
Yep.
Okay, tell us your name and where you're from.
Bill Fortner from Costa de Casa, California, so it's like Newport Beach adjacent.
California? How'd you get here?
We flew, and
Took it-
thankfully we made it.
I was going to
actually.
say, and you made it. Good, good. And how many RAGBRAIs have you done?
This is number 9 for me.
Number 9. And have you ever listened to the Just Go Bike podcast?
I am a huge fan, raving fan. Yes, I am. I love it. Well, you build the anticipation, and it gives you also something after the fact to talk about. So last year when I discovered you guys, I started listening before the ride, and then I saw you at the expo. Here we are at the expo again.
Yeah.
And much to my surprise, after reading that book cover to cover, I was the guy taking a picture with you on page 9.
Really?
Yeah, I blew me away. Like, I got that hat. Wait a minute.
That's me.
That's me. And that's what you guys say, right? And that's me.
Yeah, I
You know
always
what
say, hey, that's me.
That's
Yeah,
me. So
yeah,
I was
yeah.
cracking up.
So what's something that you're kind of excited about for this week?
Well, you guys talked about the coffee shops,
Yes.
which I thought were really cool.
Yep.
And just always having Matt on the call was great, too, as he talked through it. So just you guys, the pre-ride I thought was phenomenal. And we all kind of parsed it out so we didn't listen to it all at once, right?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we
Oh, for sure.
wanted to get excited
Yeah.
about it. And then to get to know you guys a little bit better, too, with all the little side stories and the training tips. Can't say enough. We love it. It's just so much fun for us to get back into that RAGBRAI.
Yay. Well, I'm glad that you took the time to talk to us, and I don't want to wait till next year to see you. So hopefully I see you out in the route this week.
Oh, well, I will scream your name.
All right. And
We
you
are
know what?
Team Duck Fart Flyers.
Duck
from
Fart
Southern
Flyers.
California.
Okay. And if you yell my name, guess what I'm going to say? Hey, that's me.
Hey, that's me.
All right. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay, we just had I guess you'd say a RAGBRAI celebrity pop into our booth. So tell everybody your name and where you're from.
I'm Eugene Swaman, and I live in Charlotte, North Carolina.
But the reason that you're a RAGBRAI celebrity is because you wrote a book that AP and I have used for several years.
Yes, it's Iowa Bike Towns.
And what's it about?
It has stories of the over 850 towns that the ride has been through since its inception.
I love this book. I'm sure that people have heard us talk about you, and we actually have an episode where we interviewed you. But it's just so fun because anytime you go into, you're like, we got to check out Eugene's book and see what he has to say about this town.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stories. I enjoyed doing it, and from doing the book, when my granddaughters mentioned something, I said, well, you know, and they looked at Iowa.
So are you doing RAGBRAI this year?
Yes.
And do you know how many times you've done RAGBRAI?
This will be number 19.
19, woohoo!
I'm going to do at least one more,
Okay.
and that'll be 20 when I'm 80.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I have several friends that always say, I think this will be my last one. And you know what? They always come back for another one. So we hope you're back.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
well,
good.
thank you, Gene, for talking to us for a few minutes.
Enjoyed it.
Okay.
And you have a good day.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, AP. We have a celebrity in our booth.
OMG.
Yeah,
OMG.
I forgot.
Whose voice is that?
Wait, say it again.
Whose voice is that?
I know because I'm looking at you. I'm actually touching your shoulder.
Oh my gosh, but the listeners don't know.
No.
Maybe they do. Maybe if I do this. Ole, ole,
Ole, ole, ole, ole.
I am so excited to be here with you in real life. Thanks for having me.
It's Ryan Van Duzer, everyone. And I can't believe I just sang the Ole song with you. This is amazing. It's my bucket list is complete.
And you were even on cue or on tone, on pitch.
Yeah.
So.
And you know all the words.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I've maybe seen your YouTube videos 1,000 times. So you're back for RAGBRAI,
Yeah.
and I think the first time we had you on the podcast was when you were pedaling to RAGBRAI.
Yeah.
So what's this year like?
I did not ride my bike here, but I am going to ride all of RAGBRAI. I am here for my 7th time. I love it because it's the most charming, beautiful show of humanity that
Yeah.
you can find on 2 wheels. The energy, the people, the food, the cornfields. I just love it. There's like so much charm here.
Yeah. And I think this is your 2nd year. Of course, you're going to know this, that you now have like a posse. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
have all these people
Yeah.
that are wearing your gear and your shirts and they're
Yeah.
supporting you. And tell us about that.
We have the largest team at RAGBRAI now, Team Duzer,
Ooh.
240 people. We all wear hot pink, and it's just a bunch of fun-loving people are out here to ride bikes, and that's why I love this event. Is it's like accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
You don't have to be an elite athlete. It's all bodies on bikes, all ages on bikes, and it's just fun.
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny because you'd think on a ride like this, hot pink actually doesn't stand out that much, but you can pick out your team shirts.
Yes.
So, like, it's kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
the pink shirts are very cool.
Yeah.
I love hot pink.
Yeah. So, what are you looking forward to the most? I know you said a lot of things you love about RAGBRAI, but the most. Pick your
The
favorite child.
most?
Yeah.
Man, it's hard. I love slip and slides.
Okay.
If you watch my videos.
I mean, you can say it's to be on the Just Go Bike podcast. You
Okay.
can if you want.
Okay, it's to be on the Just Go Bike podcast.
All right.
Okay, I'm leaving now. I did it. I'm going back home.
We'll release you now. No, just kidding.
Thank you. No, I love the slip and slides. I love just like the in-between moments. Of course, there's a lot of big moments and the music and the fun and all the things you expect to see. But then there's like in-between moments where you just have a little road magic and you stop by somebody's farm in the middle of nowhere and sit out on their porch with them. And to them, this is the biggest thing in the world because maybe RAGBRAI hasn't gone by their house in 20 years or something. And I just love meeting the locals.
I think you're going to be in for a treat. I think this is the route for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah,
It's all about everything you described is exactly what we're in for this week.
Good.
So, yeah. All right. So, do you want to ask our last question or do you want me to ask it? Okay. So, you have a table full of pie in front of you.
Ooh.
Which piece are you picking?
All of it? Is
That's kind of a cop out.
Oh,
but
no,
I
it's
made you
not.
pick your favorite child earlier. So, like, yeah.
Okay,
All right.
my favorite pie, I like the chocolatey pies.
Oh,
I like
okay.
the chocolate cream pie.
Okay.
And you know what I never really see here is pumpkin pie. I don't
Ooh.
think it's the right season.
It's a little off
I
season,
love
yeah.
pumpkin pie. That's my
Yeah.
number one favorite pie in all the world.
Okay.
I would love to see more of that. So
All
if
right.
you're out there listening, make more pumpkin pie.
Listeners, take note. Grandmas of the world, listen here.
Yeah, anybody listen to this podcast that's, that we're coming to your town later in the week, maybe grab a pumpkin pie or two for Ryan Van Duzer. So,
Yes,
yeah.
Please, thank you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast. And you still live in Boulder, right?
Yes, yeah.
So are you biking year-round?
Yeah, I bike year-round. I have a YouTube channel where I go on adventures, and the whole goal is to inspire people to get up off their couches and challenge themselves in whatever way, shape, or form. And so I'm always doing something fun. On a bike. I've never had a car in my life, so I ride my bike everywhere.
Okay, so I have a comment about the car, but will you tell everybody like a website, or I know your YouTube channel, so that people can go listen?
Yeah, I guess the easiest way to find me is my YouTube. And if you just put my name in, Ryan Van Duzer, into YouTube, it'll pop up.
Okay. And I'm telling your story, and I might not be correct, but the funniest thing that you told me when we were interviewed one time was that you didn't even have a driver's license and you got asked to be in a commercial where you were driving a car.
Yes. I was doing some Land Rover commercials. I used to work more in the TV world as like a TV host, and they needed me to drive, and they expected that I could drive because I was 32 years old, and I was like, wait a second, nope, I don't actually drive. And they said, well, you need to get a license really quickly. So I learned just enough to pass the driving test at age 32. My mom taught me at age 32. So it was a bonding moment for my mom and I. I really don't I don't drive ever, really.
That's awesome.
Just that one time.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you, Ryan, for taking time away from Priority Bicycles and away from Team Duzer to come over here.
This means a lot to me. It's good to see you.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
Well, listeners, that is it for today. We both want to thank you for tuning in to listen to this special edition of Just Go Bike Podcast.
And if you would like to contact us with a comment about the podcast, or maybe you have a topic in mind, you can reach us at justgobikepodcast@gmail.com. And you can also follow us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Please rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast, especially if you're a fan.
Okay, that's a wrap. We'll be back soon. Until then, just go bike!